Okay, so I've finished putting all my tomato seeds in the seed tray here, and as you can see, I have at least 6 sections of the Cherokee purples here lined up, and that makes about 36 Cherokee purple plants all together, and some of them may give away or may even sell some of them. I always have an overabundance of these because I have a lot of people who like to grow them as well. And then the Brandywine red, I have at least 24 seed cells here with the Brandywine red, and I'm really looking forward to growing these. These are the potato leaf variety, so very wide leaves on these. Can't wait to see. I started these probably 3 weeks ago, and they are doing very, very well. I have the Cherokee purples over here on this side, and got the Brandywine reds here, and they are potato leaf variety of Brandywine red. And you can definitely tell which ones those are. You can see the potato leaves right here. And they get very, very wide leaves on them when they get mature. And they look very, very nice in the garden. I love growing potato leaf variety tomatoes. As you can see here, my tomato plants are doing very, very well. I've up-potted the tomato plants into some larger 6-inch pots about a week and a half ago, and you can see they've really taken off. I added some Job's fertilizer in there, and they are just growing really, really fast. And they're already hardened off. I spent the last week or so hardening them off, and so they are ready for full sun. And these right here are the Brandywine red tomatoes, and you can tell because they have the large potato leaves. And then you move down here, you can see the difference in the leaves. These are the Cherokee purples here, and these are the very broad potato leafed Brandywine reds. And then tomato plants lined up here in front of the trellis here in this 4x8 raised bed, and this is where I'm going to be planting most of my tomatoes this year. I'm going to be planting 8 in the front here and 8 in the back of the trellis, so that'll be a total of 16 altogether in this raised bed. And I already have at least 4 of the red Brandywine potato leaf tomato plants here, and I'm just going to show you how I plant my tomatoes 1 per square foot. And I also have my amendments ready here. I got some Epsom salts and some Job's organic vegetable and tomato fertilizer. These are the amendments that I put in the raised beds when I plant them. There I have it in the hole, and I'm going to go ahead and add at least 3 teaspoons of Epsom salts in the planting hole there. And I'm also going to add a couple handfuls of Job's fertilizer. And we're going to cover it back up deep as we can there. And that's about it. That's how I plant my tomatoes. I'm going to plant them all the whole way down here, 1 per square foot. Alright, so there you have it. I have all 16 of my tomato plants in the raised beds. And up here on this end, I planted the Brandywine red potato leaf. So I have 4 on this side and 4 on the other side there. And then down here at this end of the bed, I have the Cherokee purple. I have 4 on this side and 4 on the other side as well. And there you go. That's how I plant my tomatoes. And you can see the Brandywine tomatoes are doing very, very well. They're nearly halfway up the trellis already, and I planted them May 30th. So doing very well. You can see I do have some tomatoes forming on there. And then the Cherokee purples. There's quite a few tomatoes growing down here as well. You can see that they're starting to get bigger every day. Some more down here growing. And then on the back side it looks pretty good as well. Got quite a few tomatoes popping out over here. There's some Brandywines there. These are all the Brandywine reds. They are potato leaf variety. And I've grown the potato leaf varieties before, and they are one of my favorites to grow. You can see their leaves get very, very huge. You can see how big they are there. And so this is the first time I'm growing the Brandywine red variety. Before I've grown Brandywine pink, and those did very well for me also. All the tomato plants here are looking great. Brandywine red tomatoes are doing very, very well. Not a lot of pest problems right now. I did see a few aphids here or there, so I might have to spray them here before too long. I usually spray neem oil or some dish soap or something on them, so I need to keep an eye on them, make sure it doesn't get too bad. But for the most part, not a lot of aphids. But the plants, you can see lots of tomatoes. Some right there. Another big cluster of Brandywine red tomatoes there. And I really can't wait to try these because I've never tried the Brandywine reds. I tried the pink before, and I've tried some Brandy Boy tomatoes, but these I have never tried. And as you can see, the plants are doing very, very well. This one here in the middle is probably 3/4 the way up the trellis. So almost to the top. Won't be too much longer, it'll be all the way to the top. And then moving on down here, I do have the Cherokee purples. You can see they are doing very well. Some nice clusters of tomatoes here. Some right here. Just looking great. And then let's take a look at the back side too, because I have tomatoes on both sides of the trellis here. Let's see. See some nice large tomatoes there. Some more Cherokee purple down here. There's some really big Brandywine tomatoes right there. So tomato plants on both sides doing very, very well. As you can see, they're all the way to the top of the trellis now, and I do have a few there ripening. You can see it does look like a pink color there. I do have one down here, and it looked like it was about ready to be picked, but it looks like something took a bite out of it there. So looks like a squirrel might have got a hold of that one. It's been really hot. Can't say I blame them. They usually hit some of my tomatoes when the weather is really, really dry. So I'll be pulling that one off here soon. Also the Cherokee purples down here, we do have some of them ripening, as you can see. All doing very well. Another one right down there. And the tomato harvest is well underway, and I've harvested about 10 Brandywine tomatoes already, and as you can see, there are quite a few here left on the trellis, and they're still ripening. And the plants themselves have reached all the way to the top of the trellis now, about 6.5 feet tall. Not only do I have some ripening down here at the bottom, but I also have some more growing up here at the top. You can see there's some smaller ones there, and there may be some more flowers up here on the top, and I'll probably be getting some more tomatoes from those as well, provided I don't get a lot of disease or pest problems. So far I haven't had a lot. There does seem to be a few leaf miners here and there. You can see some of the holes there in the leaves, but not a huge problem with them right now. And the Cherokee purples here are doing very well. You can see there's some smaller Cherokee purples there turning ripe, and then I do have some larger ones up top here, not yet turning ripe, but I have picked about 10 Cherokee purple tomatoes already. Some of them are pretty big. They're sitting on the counter in there in the kitchen, and so you can see everything doing pretty good. More Cherokee purples popping up here at the top, and they're almost to the top of the trellis as well. Actually, one of them is to the top of the trellis. So both the Cherokee purple and the Brandywines have reached the top of the trellis. And then there's, from this view, you can see the back side as well. More Cherokee purples over here. Some of these look like they're getting ready to start turning ripe. Nice size tomatoes there.